Yo, hello everybody. Good evening. We right back at you guys. We had a long weekend. It was All-Star weekend. It was Valentine's Day weekend. Some people celebrated Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? This whole weekend along with All-Star weekend. So I hope everybody had a good weekend because I know I did, you know what I'm saying, with the wifey and everything. So I got a special guest tonight, man. L Boogs on here tonight, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that we about to have a good time here on with Chef Dennis and L Boogs. We about to get into it. All right, so today, some of the ladies might not like it, but we're gonna have to get into it. We're gonna have to really grind and let them know that we out here and we good men out here. You know what I'm saying? So today's topic is why do men on relationships get a second chance and they do better than the first one? So this is a topic right now. It's real touchy for some people, but we gonna get into it. And so the question is, why do men on a second relationship or a second marriage they get the job done when they could have got the job done the first time? So we gonna let L Boogs dive right on in here and see what he think about it, and then we want you people out there that's watching. We want y'all to make some comments, drop some comments in here, and let's get into this conversation, man. It's Monday. Monday is Chef Dennis Day, man. We gonna turn it up today, man. We gonna get it right, man. For real. All right. So go ahead, L Boogs. Let us know how you think about it, man.
What up? What up, everybody? It's your boy L Boogie in the building. Appreciate you, Chef Dennis, for having me on as a panelist. But yeah, why do men do better with their second relationship, second marriages? Personally, in my opinion, I believe that all of the kinks have been removed out of a man's character. You know what I mean? Like in life, you learn lessons. So when you start learning those lessons, even when it come to relationships, I think men understand that you have to be a little more courteous when it comes to the second round. Um, I think men understand that if you're going to do it again, try to do the best, even better than what you did before.
All right. So let me ask you a question then.
Talk to me.
What starts your relationship? What's the foundation that starts your relationship? Let's start there.
I think conversation is key when it comes to starting a relationship with a woman. Women definitely like good conversation. They like to laugh. Of course, they like to be taken on dates and wine and dined and everything like that. So, but I think conversation is key because even when you go on those dates, etc., woman likes to be entertained by your delicate conversation.
All right. So that's a step like for relationships. Now, what do you say about keeping the that's part of keeping the relationship strong? You
hmm
should say, or is it what about marriage? Does that keep them just the marriage stronger? How what do you think about that?
Yeah, heck yeah. I go through that with my lady all the time. I tell her that all the time. Like, we need to talk, we need to get it out. We need to both be able to express ourselves to each other in order to understand where each other is coming from. If you're not able to communicate about something and work through it, I think it make it a little more difficult, and it kind of like opens up this headspace, you know what I mean, for things to be misinterpreted sometimes. Women misinterpret things, especially if you're not being honest about stuff, you know.
Okay. So what are some of the qualities that you like you in a relationship, right?
hmm
So when you was looking, let's say when you found your woman that you with,
hmm
right? What were the qualities that you was looking for in that lady?
My quality's a little different than everybody's.
Hey,
No,
let
no.
let let. I mean, if you transparent, let us know. Let
hmm
us know what you think. I mean, we want to know because some men out
Um,
there looking for a woman and they want to know. Let's give them good, not just good qualities that you require for your relationship. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Every man is different. So what qualities did you require for your relationship?
All right, so I started my relationship as a teenager though. So
Okay.
when we were teenagers, um, it was more or less just about having a pure woman, um, somebody that wasn't wild out, if that makes sense. Like I prefer a woman that's less wild in her nature, you know, preservative. So my woman's highly preservative in my opinion. You know, she was less experienced, you know. And when I say that, because once again I was a teenager, she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't she wasn't already in multiple relationships, um, no multiple sex partners, etc. Stuff like that, you know.
Okay.
That's how I look. That's how I viewed it, you know.
So that was so. I mean, what's the qualities that you're looking for? What was the qualities like?
Good,
Like,
good conversation, integrity, um, conservative, like I said, well preserved, honest, cute, you know, a cherishable person, like very delicate in her conversation, very in tune with herself, and not defensive, but uh, able to stand on her own 2 feet, if that makes sense.
okay, so if you don't mind me asking, this is it's a personal question, but and I receive it if you say no.
Hmm.
How old are you? How old are you?
32.
You're 32, right?
Hmm.
So at 32 years old, right?
Hmm.
Faith doesn't play a part in your qualities,
Yeah, yeah. So when I said pure, you
right?
know, it she definitely showed that type of, she showed faithfulness. She was very faithful, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um she prides herself on that, you know. I
Okay,
try to I might try to, quiz her sometimes, about her faith, but she doesn't like to be challenged in that because she holds herself at a high regard when it comes to faith.
okay. And the reason why I ask you these questions is because for some men, they look at beauty and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? But a relationship, it's more than just the beauty. When men look at women, we look at women, and we say, "Oh man, she's beautiful." But we have to learn how to look inside, you know what I'm saying, past the beauty and understand that woman, because every woman is not meant to be with certain men, you know what I'm saying? And just like same thing with men, certain men are not meant to be with certain women, you know what I'm saying? So, there are
Hmm.
things that we can't see and understand and grasp and say, you know what, just because she's beautiful, that I want that. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger
Right.
than that, you know what I'm saying? And always talk about foundation. The foundation is the most important thing.
Right.
That's why I asked you the qualities of a woman, because you have to understand, is this person argumentative? Is this person, selfish? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? A person that's selfish, how can you really get in a deep, long relationship or a marriage with a selfish person? They only think about themselves. You got to be, giving and willingly. I had a session on here before about submission and submissive. You got to be willing to give yourself to that person, but you got to get to know that person. That's where the conversation, like you said, that's what conversation coming at. You know what I'm saying? Getting to know and being transparent with one another, and not trying to hide your flaws. Sometimes it get real difficult trying to hide, your flaws. Just like me, I'll give you an example. So I'm very transparent. Me, I could never date a woman that smokes cigarettes. That's just my preference. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. That's my preference. I just choose not to date a woman that smokes cigarettes. It's okay if you like to smoke cigarettes. It's not saying that there's something wrong with that. This is my preference. I will see, that's a standard that I have for myself because I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't smoke
Hmm.
cigarettes. I didn't say
Hmm.
anything else. I said cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Some
Hmm.
people smoke. I couldn't date a woman that just constantly indulge in smoking marijuana.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking smoking marijuana. I said constant because okay, say let's say she want to go outside, man, we have to go smoke. That's okay. But now when we get to the intimate part, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a smoker. Now you got to come in, you got to put the mints in your mouth. You got to go through all that extreme. That's just me. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are and I say, you know, these are the things that I'm not willing to do with. Everybody else is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody's
Yep.
different, and that's why I asked you, you know, what are the qualities of a woman? See, in you, you know, your qualities is different. You know what I'm saying? My woman has to be a woman of faith, a woman, you know,
Mm.
that fears God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some people are like, what you mean by fear God? Fear God is that listen, I know that, you know, my actions have a consequence. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And those consequences that I'm not willing to deal with because, you know, I want to do the right thing. I want to do the honorable thing. I want to do the thing that's just. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's the type of woman I want. You know what I'm saying? My wife she is just that,
Right.
and that's how I got to that point. You know, and I'm a man of a marriage that didn't, you know, work. I'm a second one. I got it, so I can speak on it because I got it the second time. But I can say there were things that I've done that caused a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. So, and this is why I'm on this topic is because for the simple fact is that we have to learn how to love a woman, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to be taught. You can't just say I'm going because this woman is beautiful. You know, I'm going. You know, be with her. But you gotta learn her likes, her dislikes, and you gotta honor that. You gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you respect it, she's gonna give you that in return. But when you don't do that and you really don't try to find out and treat her like the queen she is,
Mm.
then you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have disagreements. You're gonna have, you know, arguments. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to communicate with that woman so she may understand you and you may understand her because communication is the key. You
You
know what
know
I'm saying?
what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know what happens when people are dating each other and they plan on going further with it. They, you know, when it gets to she my lady, she said, you know, she brought this up recently, and I spoke to somebody about it. She said year 10 for any marriage or relationship is the most trying times. And I'm like, well, you know, me and her, we when we were together for 10 years, that it became trying, you know, because things change, people change over time, and people quality sometimes of life may change as well. Some people might require less of a person, some people might require more of a person. um but what happens is a lot of people don't like to stay for the fight as well. So the fight, some good qualities may come out of that. But you know, if there's qualities in a person that you don't appreciate, or something that you feel as if will never change with that person, um that might alter the way you feel about that person, as to where you don't want to stay for the fight, you don't want to stay to see them change, you don't want to see um any more trying years with that person, you know, because that's guaranteed in marriage and relationships, you
Right.
know, regardless if it's on paper or not. That's that's promised in a relationship. You're going to go through things together. It all depends on if you're willing to stay in there with the fight, you know.
And that's a good point that you brought up. Just to, and look, and you know, I speak this. I speak when I speak. I speak with love. I don't speak with
Right.
malice. I don't speak with hate or envy. I don't have none of that. So when I say to you that this, do not take this the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? This is your brother to brother,
Hmm.
within my heart, and I speak with love. Um, why do you feel like well, I'm not you per se. I'm just saying,
Hmm.
why do you think men are afraid to get married?
Because there's a different type of commitment that comes with being married. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm,
you've experienced that.
right,
Um, it is a different type of commitment, completely. Well, all the way around. You know, when you with one person, you know, some guys, they used to cheating, or they used to being with multiple women. You know,
right,
that's why you hear about a lot of polygamy going on in America now. It's a lot of black guys talking about being a polyamorous. Black women too, and sorry for using the race
Nah,
for
I
this
got
for
you.
this, but yeah, I mean, you hear that more, now. People want multiple partners because they think something different is going to come out of it. You still got to be committed regardless. And a lot of people are not committed to anything. They not committed to their job. They not committed to their children. People not committed to shit. You know what I mean? Why would they want to commit to one person, the person that's pinpointing all of your flaws and attempting to get you to change? You ain't gonna change. Then people, you're not gonna be thinking about marriage. As soon as a person think about having a change and being committed to a person and having to, through sickness and health, you know what I mean, through the trials and tribulations. I don't know the full quote right now, but people ain't committed to that, bro. They don't think that's going to benefit them. Men like, nah, man, that's not my style. They feel like that's cramping their style, basically.
I and the key word to what you just said to is this is the biggest thing, and some people may agree to it, some people may not. The key thing is commitment,
Yeah.
because you got listen in a I'm talking about relationship. I always say this: relationship and marriage is two different things. Some people say no, it's different. Why is it different? Is because in a marriage you're fully committed, like you said, you're fully committed, and guess what? Once you put 2, 3 years, 4 years in, 5 years in, guess what? You can't just walk away. You can't
Right.
just walk away because listen, let's say you bought a house,
Mm-hmm.
right? Y'all bought a
Right.
house. Y'all got equity. Y'all have things together, right? Y'all got a bank account that's loaded. Guess what? You can't just walk away because y'all committed. Y'all built something. Y'all started a foundation, and
Mm-hmm.
it was on marriage and it's about love. And now when things got rocky, y'all want to separate. You can't just do that because now you got equity, you got house, you got cars. Now you got to split it in half. You got to split. Now you
Right.
got to go to court. So see, they
Right.
don't allow you just to walk away because that's what a lot of things I feel like people are afraid of. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there's no offense to you. I'm encouraging you because if you love your woman, you'll decide to marry her. So this is not nothing to knock on you.
Yeah.
It's like this. Listen, I as a man, I know there are beautiful women out here, right?
Right.
And I'm married, so my thing is this. Yeah, there's women out there that look better than my wife. Okay, cool. But guess what? I'm committed to my wife. So why would I want to put now listen, why would I want to put her through the pain, right? And
Mm-hmm.
suffering. And then after I do that, guess what? This woman that I decide to leave my wife for and be with, guess what? She might decide to leave me. Say, you know what?
Facts.
And now, guess what? Now I'm back into that pain situation. I mean, that pain and hurt. And then my wife, so now guess what? Now I got destroyed two people, myself and the woman that I was with. And then on top of that, guess what? Now this woman that I thought was beautiful came and destroyed everything that I had. And now we're separated. We're going through a divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the lust you have for another woman, it has a consequence that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I
Right.
feel like most men don't want to give themselves all 100% to a woman. But guess what? If she's giving you everything, right, that you require, you want, she's worth that love. Because a woman, listen, if the right woman, if she's gonna love you, she gonna love you. She gonna honor you. She gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
She gonna always have your back. You know what I'm saying? If anybody tell you that a relationship or a marriage is not work, it's work. You gotta work at it. You gotta work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you had to work on loving yourself. How can you love, like I always tell somebody, how can you love somebody else if you can't love yourself? You know what I'm saying? Good.
Yeah, and I heard my guy J. Cole, man. I heard him say something about being in a committed relationship, a marriage. Um you have to find a different way to love that person. That love that may work for her in the beginning might not work for her no more. Like, relationships is not a simplistic ideal situation. It's just not. Like, bro, that shit is trying, is tiring, especially if you got kids involved. It's a lot of different aspects of a relationship that that work on you, you know. And yes, if you do believe in God and you understand how those negative entities work as well, they working on your relationship just as much as God is attempting to work on your relationship, you know.
Right.
So you're always going to be tested. I'm tested every day with my relationship. I'm not perfect. I tell you now, I'm the jealous type for real. Like I done came to the conclusion that I'm a jealous lover, you know, and I'm working on that. Like for real. But that's just something real that I've came to conclude with myself. You know, like it's something always going on, and that comes from being with my woman as long as I have as well. There's some things that I may not have been doing when we first got together, but now, you know, with the trying situations of my life, it may have me believing that I need to be a jealous person or I need to be overprotective, etc. You know, but that doesn't
So,
always work when it comes to being in a relationship. You gotta, once again, you gotta work on your flaws, you know.
and also, you know, we talk about relationships and marriage. You know, some people, you know what, they say, you know, I did it once, I don't want to do it again. Nah, but listen, if even look, just like God give us multiple chances.
Right.
I'm not saying that you have to give multiple women, multiple men chances. Nah, but listen, when you decide to, they say, jump the broom and get married, you got to make sure you get married for the right reasons.
Right.
Sometimes that you got to listen, hard decisions that we make sometimes come with a great sacrifice. Is that sacrifice greater than what you want? You got
Right.
to, and that's the most important thing, is the sacrifice. Because when you love somebody, right, and you loving on somebody, especially your wife, or you in a relationship, and you make it, you got to understand: are you willing to? I feel like this: marriage is a lot of sacrifices. Are you will from both parties? Are you willing to make those sacrifices? Because sometimes a woman can be, you know, half her career and, you know, make more money than you, and you're trying to get there. So guess what, sometimes you got to make a sacrifice to say, you know what, I'm going to support my wife, I'm gonna strive to get to what I want to be, so we could be on the same plane, so we could be equal. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, that's, sometimes men ain't willing to do that. That's sacrifice. And
Compromising. Yeah.
sacrifice, right? Sometimes for the greater good, you got to make a sacrifice. And I guarantee you, any man that makes sacrifices for his woman, guess what? He gonna get his share. He's going to get his, because once the woman realizes that he's making sacrifice, she'll do the same thing for you. And that's where, and I say to some people, that's what the difference is about relationships. Sometimes, like I said, when you really in a marriage and you know that you want to make sacrifices, guess what? It's gonna work for the greater good. But when a relationship, you could be like, yo, you know what? I'm not ready to give that up. Oh well, look, that's the attitude. Not saying all relationships like that, but that's the attitude they take. They like, what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. You can't stop
Facts.
me. But see, when
Facts.
you marry, and you, like you said, when you solely committed to that person, guess what? When you committed, guess what? And when you really love them, you say, you know what? I really don't want to do this. But look, you know what? I'm gonna make that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? They say love is sacrifice. It comes with that. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
peace. You know what I'm saying? You got to do these things. You got to be in peace. Why have a negative mindset, a negative thinking, when just because it's not what you want? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it's not what you want, you know what? I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not okay with that. You know, you make a sacrifice. You got to make a sacrifice. You got to say, you know what? Okay. You know, I had to learn that. I'm keeping it real with you, L Bugs. I had to learn that, man. Look, my dad used to say to me, I'm selfish. I'm like, what you mean? I always give. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he like, what you? I said, I'm giving. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the
Yeah.
way I want to give. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not giving what I'm supposed to give. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving
Hmm.
my time. I'm not making sacrifice. This don't got to do with marriage. This is about friendship. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My commitment to my friends. You know, giving my time. I giving my, making sacrifice for somebody else's how can I say it? I'm trying to figure the word for it. You know, their success, I guess I should say. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing that, so now it took me a minute so I understood. I'm like, oh, what he mean? I'm selfish, but I understand now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not about me no more. It's about what I'm doing and what I'm giving, and I'm not looking for something in return. I'm just giving it because I want to and I love it.
Right.
I love the reaction of people faces of me giving something, giving a part of me. You know what I'm saying? Of them that they can say, you know what, I appreciate that. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like before we got on the live, and I'm gonna let you join in. I'm gonna jump speak. I don't want to be all about me. What I said to you earlier, I said, look, I'm proud of you because you know
Right.
I see the hard work you doing with your kids, with your daughter. You know what I'm saying? You working. I see you go pick up. I see you grinding, and that's the most important thing. See, we gotta push. How they said, put a battery in each other's back. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what I'm doing. Not to say that I'm just doing it. I'm doing it because I really care. I really love. It's hard enough that we see all of this negative pulling each other down all over the social media. You know, people talking about what this and it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. I always
Right.
tell people, you know, it takes 5 fingers to make a fist. So when we come together, you know what I'm saying, in our relationships and we pushing each other up, we uplifting one another, you know what I'm saying, in the relationship, in your marriage, in your friendship, in your co-workers. Guess what? You got nothing but positive, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You grab hold to that, and I guarantee you, you know, everything around you is going to grow. Everything around you is going to prosper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you got that negative energy, bro, it's going to pull you down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, and to add to being positive, since we're on the topic of being in a second chance marriage or relationship, um, a lot of times, man, I've noticed the bad qualities overpowering the good qualities in a relationship, which tends to lead a man or a woman to believe that they no longer need to be in that relationship with that person. Um, they might overlook the bad qualities until they take effect in the relationship, and now they don't appreciate those negative qualities in a person, which you shouldn't, especially if it's overpowering the good qualities in a
Uh-huh.
relationship, because a lot of the bad qualities are being put on front street. People praising that type of stuff nowadays. It's not about the good qualities in a man. It's about sometimes being a negative person. So when a man tends to straighten up, and that woman, she might not be down with that. She might still want to get the bad qualities out of a man. Um, that may tend to make that man leave and go find a different mate. You ever seen the movie Temptations?
Yeah.
The Tyler Perry movie. I know it's pretty like overkill, but that was a good quality man. That man was a
Hard
working
working.
man. You know what I mean? He was looking to become a father. And his woman showed good qualities in the beginning.
Now, let me chime in real quick.
Mhm.
Now, I I'm about, I'm all about positivity and uplifting, right? But now check
Mhm.
this out. You said the movie, right?
Mhm.
Now, but it goes back to him tending to her needs.
Mm.
Now this will make any woman, I'm serious. This will make any woman, even a
Mhm.
loyal woman, this
Mhm.
will make a woman say, you know what? He corny. Now, in the beginning, he
Mhm.
was all fun. We going out, we going on dates. He taking me out. Now you get the woman. Now you don't do those things. You don't treat her like you treat her when you first got her. You see what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
in that movie, that's what happened. He come home, yeah, dinner made, right? No excitement. You remember? No
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other guy was he wilding out. He going out partying, got money, they flying. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He not doing none of that. So if you're not doing that, you're not making your woman happy. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that can cause your woman. Even listen, even a woman of faith, you still have to treat her the same way you treated her when you got her. When you stop now, the marriage becomes, they say, boring. It's dead. It's
Mm-hmm.
corny. So now they looking for some type of excitement. Who knows? Who doesn't? Not me. I don't want no boring wife. I don't want no boring girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You want an excitement. You want that excitement to still. So some of my older colleagues or women, you know what they said? They want the candle to still be burning.
Okay, let
They
me
want
ask
to
you
light
this
the
then.
fire. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And I understand that. Now, let me ask you this. Why did that woman want to go back to that man then? Remember,
Which one?
she attempted to go back to him, to
Because
her husband.
what she was enticed with was the excitement. So now that's what she wanted. She wanted more excitement. The husband wasn't giving her that. So she drew to the excitement and forgot about what was important. You know what I'm saying? And what was important is that the other husband had the good qualities. I'm sorry, good qualities that
Mm-hmm.
most women look for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was the no excitement, and now she wanted to go back to, because she realized that what she gave up was good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A husband that she could cherish, and he would never, he never beat on her. He never talked bad to her. He never
Mm-hmm.
cursed her. But the other guy, he had those other qualities that she really wanted, was excitement, but he was very abusive. He had issues of his own.
And he gave
With,
her venereal disease.
exactly. And guess what? She was willing to go back to him and not tell him that that's what happened. Somebody else had to tell him this what happened. And he was like, "Oh, I'm definitely not going back to him." You know what I'm saying? But I'm for real. But that's what it was.
Fact. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's a great example that you use, because guess what? That's what happens. See,
Yeah.
and in this time in this time, that's what happens to relationships. But men don't realize that, how you got the woman, you got to keep it that way. If
Yeah,
you can't
keep
keep,
the fire lit. Yeah, I
that's it.
understand that. Yeah, most
And
definitely.
don't be flashy, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you ain't really flashy. You ain't got it like
Facts.
that. And
Yeah.
then you drew the woman in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You draw her
Mm-hmm.
in, and guess what? You ain't got no good job. You got all this, you got a nice car, but you live
Yeah.
at home with mommy.
Facts.
How? You
Yeah.
feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
so these are the things that men have to realize, that look, you want this type of lifestyle, you got to keep it, you got to maintain it. I say lifestyle, the same thing with the woman. If you got this woman like this, guess what? You going don't and men, for real, if you're gonna spoil a woman, you got to keep spoiling her for the rest of her
Facts.
life.
Facts.
That's it. So you got to be
Yeah.
be genuine, be genuine about how you treat her. Treat her the same way you know you're gonna treat her 10 years from now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like you said, things gonna change. People gonna change over time. Circumstances change. So do circumstances changing? Guess what? The person gonna change as well. They're
Most
not gonna
definitely.
stay the same. So you gotta make sure that you maintain everything that you started with. You can't look
Right.
at. Sometimes circumstances happen, certain situations happen, and you got to be able to be strong and get through the storm. You know what I'm saying?
Most
You want to
definitely.
say something, Books? Go ahead.
Um. Yeah. I think that our men definitely need to pay attention to what you just said when it comes to spoiling a woman and to being flashy and keeping up with the Joneses, competing with other men. You know, you should not be competing with another man, bro. That is not cool. That's kind of like broken wrist in my opinion. You
Not,
should
yeah, I
be
got you. Yeah,
you definitely need to just be making sure that that woman appreciates who you are. Not don't be trying to compete with no man, bro. That's where a lot of guys fall short because they think that everything that's being plastered on TV and the internet is real. That stuff's not real, man. That's not a lot of that stuff's not real. A lot of that is content. A lot of that stuff has been put in front of us to manipulate our minds and to keep us separated. People are not getting married as much. That's why we're having this conversation. People
true that.
scared to get married. People scared to be committed to a woman, or men are scared to be committed to a woman. So if you're not in it for that, then yeah, you're just gonna be playing, you're gonna be competing. But if you
Right.
trying to get a woman, you really like that woman, like you said, and then you might get your heart broke. Well, you may have started, for the wrong reasons. You may have been attempting to do it for the wrong reason, and she might have had some bad traits, some bad qualities. So pay attention to the red flags, man. I know people love to throw the red flags up nowadays, man. Pay attention to them red flags. Straight up.
So look, somebody commented on this. See, this it get real thick. The clouds get real thick. Somebody said, "Okay, I'm no longer talking about this subject." Yeah, it get real thick, man. It get thick, man, because that's what happened. But you gotta listen. One thing you gotta understand, you gotta understand that we all gonna have trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like people think they gonna get with a person regardless of how they look, how they act, and all of that, and they not gonna go through anything. Like, man, don't be one of them people that just jump in there and then you jump out. You got a lot of guys that's like straight up and down, man. We know how they do, man. They smash and pass, but
Word.
that's tearing up the mind of the woman too, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead. Speak your
I
mind,
don't
bro.
know if this is true. This is alleged, because I know we on the internet. But man, once again, Oprah Winfrey, she's come out with the movie The Color Purple. Have you seen The Color Purple? The first one or the second one?
I saw both.
All right. So if you're paying attention, they're empowering the woman, the woman of color again. They're not empowering the black man. They're not amplifying him. All of the men that you see in that movie, the father and then the husband, even the son. They called the son weak. They called the dad a scary, and then they called the dad a piece. The grandfather a piece of crap. That's three
Right.
generations we talking about. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And why is that? Because of the way they're treating women, and because of the way that a man has told them how to treat a woman. You know what I mean? I struggle with that, but that's only because you're either getting raised by a woman or you getting raised by a man. You getting raised by a woman, and that woman is telling you what she has perceived from men, and so now she wants you to, kind of tailor it to her liking. But then you have men that's being raised by men who aren't necessarily good role models. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Right. So
So
yeah.
only reason I made the reference to the movie was because when I first saw Color Purple, I'm like, well, because from my understanding, allegedly, Oprah doesn't deal with men; she deals with women. You know what I mean? She doesn't deal with men like that. From what I've
I,
been told. You know
oh,
what I'm saying? That's why I said allegedly. You know what I
okay.
mean?
I seen
Allegedly.
it. Well, listen, I seen it with a man before, so I don't know. That's head no say. I really don't know. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's her
No,
life.
of
But
course not.
no,
Yeah.
but what you did say is something that's valid and it is true. You know what I'm saying? Is that the how but you got to look at it from let's look at it from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at it because Fantasia, I looked at her interviews
My
and
fault for rambling too. My fault. My fault.
no, you good. This is a stage for that. You know what I'm saying? Conversation. I seen Fantasia's perspective, and you got to realize that they were telling a story and how one person, which was her, was treated, and how she loved her sister, and this man then beat her down. That's the perception of that you know, story they was telling, you know what I'm saying? And that's what some men do. They want to be the boss. They want to, treat the women like they nothing. You know what I'm saying? I pay the bills. You know what? This is, I make sure that you got food over the table. And so basically they was just trying to tell a story because that's how some men do, you know what I'm saying? And they belittle women, and when they belittle women, they make them feel low. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we here today speaking about the relationship, the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? And how you have a successful relationship. For me, let me go because we're gonna go back to relationships. Marriage and the difference between those two is that look. For me, I said it's about God. That's my foundation. It has to
Right.
be built on that alone. There's a saying that they use in religion, or I say in Christianity, is that evenly yoked. If you don't know what evenly yoked means, it means that you're even. You believe in the same thing. You pray together, and we indulge in the word together. Whether it's reading, whether it's praying, whether it's sticking on the topic of what God has for us. You know what I'm saying? That's the center of our love. Is it always going to be good? No, it's going to be rocky sometimes. But that's for me, my center of, that's my foundation, because of my parents, my grandparents, and taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Now you go to somebody that does not have that foundation, how they determine what their foundation is going to be built on. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be built on just love? And then love can waver, can, pass away. So you got to
Right.
have something else that's they said. So when I say foundation, here's another analogy I can say for you so you can understand, not just you, just the audience,
Mm-hmm.
is that you can't build a house on sand.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you build a house on sand, what happens to that house in time? When that wave come up, when that water come up on the shore, is going to keep on pulling the sand down, and then guess what? The foundation is going to be pushed away. It's going to be pulled into the sea. You know what I'm saying? So you got to
Right.
build your house. Your house is your body, the way you love your woman. That's what I mean by foundation. So mine's was on Christ. So
Right.
somebody else could be something else, but it has to be a firm foundation. It can't be something that can just come and blow it away. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your faith, not just you, like I said, my audience, whatever your faith is, it
Yeah.
still have to be built on something. And if it's not built on something that's going to be sturdy, guess what? When the storm comes, it's going to blow it away. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's what most people got to understand. Your relationship has to be. So if it's communication, you have to be, your doorway has to be, communication has to be top priority. You understand what I'm saying? It has to be, if it's not uh communication, if it's finance, guess what? Your finance together has to be on point. If it's built on finance, guess what? It's on finance, right? It's on money, right? But guess what? Money can't buy you love. It's a temporary thing. You know what I'm saying? So if that's that person's uh foundation, money, okay, cool. But you got to realize you're gonna have other problems. Are you able to stand those problems? Are you able to withstand the storm? You know what I'm saying? Just because you got money. Some people rich, they go through things that we don't go through, and it's not always good. You know what I mean? Money just doesn't have you in a good place all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like a temporarily fix sometimes. Money is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking from a place where because I got a good job or nothing like that. No, money can make you or it can break you. You understand what I'm saying? So, when you
Yep.
look at that, that's the most important thing about for me, like I said, this is for me, but everybody have their own views on
Mm-hmm.
relationships, on marriages. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I had a segment on here before, and when you go to route foundations, look, relationship with your mother and father, really, how is
Mm-hmm.
that?
I was
You know
gonna
what I'm
say
saying?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, how is that?
Yeah.
How can you, if you don't respect your mother, how can you respect a woman? Period. I'm a man with daughters. See, so my way before I got into dating women and daughters, when I said I had my first child, she was a daughter. I My whole mental changed because you know what? I wouldn't want nobody to mistreat my daughter,
Right.
even if they grown. I can't speak for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's real difficult. And like I said, how I treat women is how I expect people to treat my daughter. So I always give women more respect than anything because I don't want nobody, and my mother, same thing, my mother. I wouldn't want no man to disrespect my mother. So respect for a woman, I gotta respect her body, respect her wishes, respect her circle, whatever it is. I gotta respect it because guess
Yeah.
what? I want the same thing to be my daughters to be get the same treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, I know you want to say something.
Nah, yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to add. Have you witnessed any marriages? Not you questioning. But yeah, are you witnessing people being married? How does your mother and father get along? Are they together? All those things could determine how you um that could determine how you approach your situation with a woman as well. Most definitely, I agree with that 100%. You know, and yeah, I
And
mean, me being on a personal, because I like to do it from a personal standpoint. I like to just be transparent. Like my mother and father weren't together, but my mother had a husband. You know what I mean? I had a stepfather, so um, I got some good qualities from him as much as I could, even from his father. But I saw my grandmother and my grandfather together on my mom's side. So like yeah, that does help when it comes to being resilient in a relationship.
yeah, listen, it's like this. Um, the relationship between a son and the mother is the most important relationship that you need to have, because if your mother, you have a great relationship with your mother, and she's doing and you see her hard work and how she puts foot her put her, I'm talking about her whole love in it, you know what I'm saying, to you, you understand that, you know what, I want a woman almost closer than my mother, close like my mother, you know what I'm saying, as far as the relationship goes. And that's why it's important, have the relationship with your mother, and how you see how she do, and then how she treats your father. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that you look forward to, and you say, you know what, you know, I want a wife that like my mother. And then you look at your father, you say, how my father treated my moms. You know what I'm saying? I want to be respectful to my wife, even when the times are rough. When you see them arguing, even through the midst of them arguing, you see them still showing love after they didn't start had an argument or disagreement. You still showing them love. You still giving them, they still showing love. So you want that, you know what I'm saying? And me, I was blessed to have two parents, you know what I'm saying? Well, three parents, a stepmother and, my biological mother. And, both of them were great. My stepmom was great. She was wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I tell anybody, it wasn't easy at first. You know what I'm saying? I was bad, man. I say I'm bad. Somebody say challenging. No, I was bad. I got into everything. And, at first, her disciplining me. I didn't understand it, but it made me a better man today, a better husband today. You know what I'm saying? Those qualities that she instilled in me, it made me the man I am today. It made me that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's the segment I had about the relationship between mom and dad is because it's important. You know what I'm saying? It makes you a better man. It teaches you how to treat a woman. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta say, this is my I've been married. This is my second marriage, but the first one, and that's why we here talking about this. The first one, I didn't, I'm being honest and transparent. I didn't respect her like I was supposed to. I said things out of my mouth that I shouldn't have said. I didn't treat her like the queen she would. And now that's why we're here today speaking about it. And now I got it the second chance. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm speaking to men, in particular, and letting them know that you listen, if you want to do it the right way the first time, these are the things you have to do. You got to wine and dine her and constantly doing those things. You got to respect her. And if you're a man of integrity, if you're a man of respect, you have to, and or a man of faith, you got to understand that these things come together. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of good and bad, because it's not always sunny. You look at the seasons; it's not always sunny. It's rainy, snowing. It's all those seasons. They come different times. So when the storm comes, you got to be able to withstand it. You got to have something to hold on to, and the relationship between mom and dad will teach you that.
Right.
If you didn't have both parents in the house, okay, I respect that. I receive that, and I understand that it wasn't easy for moms. It wasn't easy for dads. But guess what? If you listen to this now, know this: put men around you that's going to uplift you, that's going to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Not bring you down, not put you in the negative light, put you in the positive light. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
those are the things that you want to make sure that you're around. And if you're young, That's what you want around. You want men that's going to be empowering you. You want women that, and if you got women, if you've been raised by just the moms, same thing. You want to be around people that's going to empower you, that's going to uplift you, that's going to encourage you, that's going to bring you to the things that you need to be around. You know what I'm saying? And then once you see the men that's doing it, guess what? It's going to rub off on you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We teach our children what we were taught, but is it always the right way of teaching? No, it's not always the right way. But our children, they used to tell me our children are like sponges. So what we do and how we treat people, and they see that, they'll learn how to do the same thing. They'll implement that, but not implement it. They'll duplicate the same thing because they see mommy, they see daddy always loving on people, always smiling. Even the times were rough, you still smiling. Our children, when they see that, they guess what? They grow, and they grow into loving a person. They grow into laughing when things ain't right with daddy's struggling, or mommy's struggling. They know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And they see that, and you talking with them. You teaching them how to have a relationship outside of the home. How can a child learn how to have a relationship if you don't teach them?
Definitely.
All you teaching them is like, you know what? Stay home. That's it. You can't do nothing. You can't go outside. You can't do this. Guess what? When they go out into the real world, they don't know how to relate to the world that they living in or their environment. You got to teach them how to have a relationship with children, or if not children, young adults. You got to teach them. How can you teach them? Communication.
Facts.
Communicate. How can you communicate when you're not around those people to communicate? You don't got to put the negativity around your children. We talked about this before too. What you watch on TV, what they watching on TV. Look, all these things that's on TV, they watching.
Yeah.
You think that's food to their spirit, food to their soul? No, some of it got hidden agendas, subliminary messages that you can't. If you're not watching, it's feeding your children negativity.
Yeah.
Some of the cartoons are doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at these things and know what your children are watching. Not even your children, young adults, what they watching. How is it feeding their spirit? How are they feeding their soul? How's it doing it? You know what I'm saying?
I definitely make sure that I always speak to my lady about like making sure that my children don't get too much influence that I'm not appreciative of. If I don't appreciate that influence, I don't intend on my children getting that any information from that person. If I don't, kids are going to be inquisitive about things, but if my children are being inquisitive, I want to make sure that I'm giving them that answer majority of the time. I know all the time you're not able to do that because, yes, once again, they're around other children. They're around adults at school, that may give them some advice. But I just try to make sure that my children come to me. I always tell them, like, just act. They little, but, my son, he's starting to get it. He asks more and more questions. So I make sure that I'm able to give him that information that I feel is vital for him, when even when it comes to me and his mom's situation, being in a relationship, making sure that he's able to see that and understand how to deal with that when that time comes around.
Here, I got one for you. Look what you just said. I was just sitting here and I was thinking about this. One thing I don't do, and my wife, and she respects it, and I love her for that. The one thing I tell people, I see these young relationships, they do that hitting stuff. Hit, you might be laying in the bed, they come slap you in the head, they come slap you in the face. No, I don't do that. You know why?
Facts.
The reason why I'm speaking on this is because that allows a mistake to happen. And guess what? You can catch the person, your significant other, your wife, your husband. You could catch them on a long day. Everybody's not gonna have a good day. You hit them, and that's when they know that their reaction is, oh, and now they hit you. Now they poke you in the eye. Something. That's why I don't play. I don't play the hand games, and I try to tell my kids don't do that either. Stop, because mistakes happen. You can't take that back. Even when you playing, your intent is good. You playing, but because you make a mistake and hit that person in the eye, You slap them too hard because you think you think it's soft, but it's too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now look at the issue you have. Now you got somebody either poked in the eye, slapped in the face because you caught them on a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
Becoming severely hurt. Someone can become severely hurt. Right. I
Right. You know
understand
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why I said that is bad habits. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Bad habits.
Yeah.
And these bad habits can turn into, a major problem. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly. Yeah.
And I was just thinking about that, and like that's what happened. You got to understand your spouse, and that's why I was saying I mentioned that, because you got to understand your spouse. You got to know their likes and their dislikes. That's part of getting to know them.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to make another example for you too. We talk about our children, right?
Mm-hmm.
If anything, most parents teach our children things are hot, right?
Right.
We say hot, 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 right?
Mm-hmm. Most
And
definitely.
once they look, they small. Once they realize that's hot, they're not gonna go into it no more.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
right. But now, watch this. Let's say you put something on the edge of the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go to the edge of the table, even though it's hot. They're gonna grab it, no matter what. No matter how many times that you put it up there and you tell them hot. I guarantee you they're gonna go to there. If they see some cookies on the plate, they touching that plate.
Mm-hmm.
But the point that I'm making, no, seriously. But the
No,
point that I'm
listening.
making, the point that I'm making is that
Mm-hmm.
when you teach them the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
They won't do that. They're not gonna go back up there, regardless of a cookie been up there. They say, "Mommy said wait," Daddy said wait. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's teaching them the right way. That goes right back to the things they watch on TV, how it feeds their mind. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If that negative thought, not with the as a for a child, is something that always, no matter what, it doesn't teach you how to be disciplined. Can a child be disciplined? Be disciplined? I'm asking, can a child be disciplined? Have
Of
well, no,
course.
that's the wrong
Of
question.
course.
Have discipline at a small age.
You have to work on it, right? You know, you're not going to get that. That's the thing. You know, it takes, parents. I mean, not parents. Excuse me. Humans have 5 and 10 year plans, right? So I look at discipline for a child the same way. You have to build it over time. You know, but once again, yes, you give them instruction, you give them responsibility, and intend on that action to change over those years, because it's gonna become repetitive. It's almost like becoming a scholar within that category. You know.
Yeah, but I'm sad to say that I wasn't like that.
Of course,
I yeah, yeah,
and that's because we're human, and everyone has those different traits. Once again, so some kids they're gonna learn, and then some kids they're not. They may be stronger in other categories. I was the same way, but some things I knew not to get my ass into too. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that came from my mom repeating it, my stepfather repeating it, my father repeating it, my grandparents. It over time you hear it and you like, you know what? Nothing good gonna come out of that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just like crossing the street. Look left, look right. Damn well if you don't
yeah,
look one time, you might get hit by a car. You know.
for sure. Yeah, that's what happens, man. And and like I always tell my kids, I said, listen, you have to learn who you dealing with.
Facts.
Learn the people, learn who you dealing with, because I heard DMX say one before he passed. I heard him say a little skit that it always stayed with me. He said, "Expect a snake to be a snake. Expect
Facts.
a thief to be a thief. Expect
Hmm.
a liar to be a liar." So you gotta. I can't say it like he said it, but it was smooth. I loved it. You gotta
You
expect the
said it very
person to
accurate.
be, huh?
You
But
said
then
it pretty accurate.
he
Yep.
right. You gotta expect the people to be themselves, that so I can't even say it. But I'm gonna get that because I like that slogan. I know that's his, but I like it because it's great. It's a great analogy because these are the people that you got around you. You got to know them when you
Facts.
see them. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
You got to know them when you see them
Yeah.
because you expect them to be who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about it. And that's why I go back to when we talk about relationships and marriages, you have to learn that person. And you have some people say it take a lifetime. Okay, cool. But there are green lights and there are red lights.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get them red flags, like the women say, the red flags, you got to say to yourself, are you willing to deal with that for the rest of your life? Or you're not willing to deal with that? And if you're not willing to deal with that for the rest of your life, then you know what? You might have to pull back and say, you know what? Why waste your time on a relationship when you really want to say, you know what? I want to give all myself to this person. So, you know what? I'm not ready to do that. So, you know what? I'm not even going to sit here and spend, the rest of my life with this person and we're not going to be committed to one another.
Yeah.
100%. You know what I'm saying? And you said something earlier, when you have children, that's what, you know what? Children are a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And God is the creator of all things. We are not the creator. God is.
Right.
God, when God's put like this, some people say, nah, that's not true. You are the creator. That's cool. Okay, I respect it that you say that. So whoever says that I respect it. But watch this. There's a season. There's a time for rain. They say April showers. There's a time for the sun, summertime. There's a time for the winter. There's a time for the fall, right? And in those seasons, there are certain things that happen in those seasons,
Right.
right?
Right.
Now, that's the same thing about life. There is a certain time when children are supposedly born with two people, whether it's forced or whether it's naturally. Some people, you know, okay, I was talking to a young lady before, and I said, if you have sex with a man that you just in a relationship with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't plan on being with them for the rest of your life, there's a consequence that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a joy. It's a
Facts.
joy. It's a joy. Enjoyment at that particular time, but that still comes with a consequence,
Yeah.
and that consequence is that you have. I didn't say misery. I said consequence. The consequence is you have an unprotected sex.
Yeah.
Now you have a child, and
Yeah.
now you have a look. You have a child, and now you're not willing to spend the rest of the time with that life. You're not ready to spend the rest of your life with that person.
Yeah.
So now you're in two different places trying to raise a child. That gets difficult for both. And most of the times it's the women. It get difficult because guess what? Now she can't do what she wants to do because she got to feed the
Be a parent.
child. You got to be a parent, and the father is out doing what he want to do, right? These are the things you gotta, as a person, as an individual, you gotta look at. Yes, I'm speaking to you, and I'm saying, if I would have known what I know now, I would have made things. I would have made decisions differently. I would have made choices differently, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. And I luckily for me, I had a great supporting cast. I had great parents, grandparents, and a loving family. So I was
Yep.
able to deal with it and cope with all the life and trials and tribulations that I had. I was able to deal with those things. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
everybody's not like that. Everybody don't have that. So what I'm speaking is that even if you're in a relationship, think about that. Think about,
Right.
what I'm saying is because it's important. Because guess what? When you have a child, man, it changes everything. And especially if you're not willing to be with that man, he might, he might be loving on you good right now, but then guess what? 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, he like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna move on. And now you got a baby. You got to
Facts.
raise by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not so you got to be mindful and look, just like men, we look at women and say, "Oh, she look good," right? But at the end of the day, women do the same thing. Oh, he looks sexy. Maybe I'm gonna smash that because these are new age women. You know what I'm saying? That's another topic though. We ain't gonna talk about that though. That's a whole another topic. But that's reality, man. You know what I'm talking about, elbows. You
Yeah,
know
most definitely.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
most definitely.
And
That perception, man. It's the
word.
internet, you know.
Yeah.
It's people are being exposed to so many different things now at early ages, you know.
Right.
A lot of that stuff people doing in their 20s and 30s, man. Back in the day, people weren't doing that so much at those ages, man. They was doing that in their 40s and 50s.
Right. Now
Majority
that
of it, they was waiting to get like crazy with it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to say.
No,
You know?
right. Look, now I'm older now, right? I'm 46. And I tell you what, I was like, listen, shoot, when I work the way I'm thinking now, shoot, I'll be like, yo, I swear I would have been only married once.
Yeah,
Once.
that's what I'm saying.
Once. Because I would have did all the necessary things that I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I would have did everything I'm supposed to do. But you know, I'm here to say just try to encourage other men and women. Same thing. It's trying to uplift you and trying to bring you to a place where you can understand, like, yo, Chef Dennis was talking some good stuff. And you know what? Now let me rethink how I'm gonna do things. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to do it the right way. Not because I say it's the right way. No, check it out though. Check it out.
Stop competing, man, and just love on your significant other. Stop
Word.
competing with the world, yo. Nobody knows what you're doing inside your house. Nobody know what you doing with your significant other unless you putting it on Front Street. And a lot of times people not being completely honest when they put that on Front Street. That's not
True.
really the situation. Stop doing that for real. Stop competing and just love, man. Just love on your person.
Word.
Love
You know what I mean?
yours, man. Love yours.
For
For
sure.
real.
I mean, and look, and if you got the woman, if the woman is right there beside you and she riding with you, she, you know what I'm saying, she got you, got your back and everything. Yeah, man, listen, you got to keep that. You know what I'm saying? And look,
Thanks.
and know that it ain't always gonna be sunny days.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some cold, rough days. You got to get through those storms. You got to get through those trials and tribulations. You got to get through them. You know what I'm saying? And know that you're going to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have, most important thing, you got to have people supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Those
Right.
people that supporting you, they positive. You know what I'm saying? They uplifting you. And look, not only they uplifting, they grinded themselves. They
They
grinded.
got lived experience, right?
You know what I'm saying? When you can see like me, here it is. I gotta give it. I got like I said, I always, you know what I'm saying? I give my boy, he's inspired me, he's encouraged me, you know what I'm saying, to do more and put out more. Mikelin, this is one of my co-workers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Mikelin, Chef Mike, you know what I'm saying? He doing it up, man. And like I said, I'm inspired, I'm encouraged. Just because I see him and his wife, they doing it up, man. I'm gonna have him on here too. He's gonna be
Facts.
one of my guests, so y'all can see what I'm talking about, man.
Shout out to Mike Lynn, man.
Word. Hey, listen, he doing it up. You know what I'm saying? This is Chef Dennis and L Bugs. We out here, man. We trying to empower people and trying to let you guys know the difference between having a good relationship and a good marriage. And that's what we talking about today. And look, I appreciate L Bugs coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you too,
I'm
brother.
so happy to have him out here. And I want y'all to know that I come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I might be coming on Thursdays sometime, but most likely it'll be like 6:30. Y'all can catch me. Look, the ones that's not subscribe to Chef 32. Well, it's at Chef Dennis 32. Y'all subscribe to my channel. Check me out. And I got good topics. Look, some of the stuff that I have up there, some of the work I got up there, some of my artwork, and then also, you know what I'm saying, just check out some of the other podcasts that I had. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's inspiring to you or encouraging you. And I got some great stuff coming up lately. I've been talking to other people, some ministers. Oh man, listen, I'm just trying to, and this ain't for fame. This is to uplift people and encourage people. And just want you to be loved and loved on, and that's my whole goal is to show love. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that, D, you different. I am, man. I'm a hugger. Like I hug you, I hug everybody. And but I want to show that not just the hug part, it's just like, yo, we we human. And I
Facts.
understand that sometimes it ain't gonna be a good day for you or me. I'm just saying, in even in the storms, in the midst of the storms, I'm saying you could smile, you could hug. And if you don't like a hug, it's like, hey, you doing? Good morning, and just keep moving. Because yo, I never heard nobody say laughter is something bad for the spirit, bad for the soul, bad for the person. You know what I'm saying? When you smiling, you laughing, what it's nothing but like it's a feeling inside. You can't stop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you laughing, when you watching a comedy show, when you watch something that's funny and you laughing, it don't hurt. I mean, you it hurting when you laugh too much, maybe, but laughter don't hurt. Do it.
Nah, and that's what people need to do anyway, man. If the same way you reacting to your favorite comedian, man, that's how you need to treat your community, man. Treat it the same
Yo,
way. Smile when you see that person. Love on that person. Hug on that person, man. You
it's
know?
okay. It's all right. Look, and then I got some men, they be like, yo, look, man, you know me. That's it. You know me. You know I ain't like that. I ain't gotta say the other. I ain't even gotta say that. You know me.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like some of the men that be like, I don't want no hug. Now, what you mean? No, you need it. You think you don't need it, but you need it.
Facts.
You
You
know what I'm saying?
need
Did you?
that, brother.
Hey, listen. And look, and I'm the man to give it to you. Not, I ain't on it. I ain't even on that tip like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Facts.
like this. You listen. If you ain't never hugged your father, guess what? Listen. I ain't your father. I ain't trying to be your father, but I'm trying to show you that it's okay to hug somebody. You know what I'm saying? You might need that hug, bro. You need that
Facts.
uplifting. You know what I'm saying? This hug that I'm giving you is real love, no fakeness. I don't like fake people, and there ain't no
Yeah.
fake person in my life or in my circle. You know what I'm saying? So
Word.
I ain't when I'm hugging somebody, whether it be a man or woman, I'm not hugging you with no fakeness. I'm hugging you with realness. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
I'm being real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's just being real and being genuine. You know, I always was that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I was, they say I guess you could say a clingy person. I was a clingy person. Like
Mm-hmm.
once I feel like you gonna be my friend, you was my friend.
Word.
Like, yo, I'm calling you like,
Yeah.
yo, what's up, man? What you doing? I'm coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All my friends like that.
Yo,
Look,
you definitely be hitting my jack, man. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
no doubt. Hey, man,
Word.
I got
Word.
listen. Once we click, look, me and you, your uncle. Once we click, it's like, yo, nah, you know what? And you was helping me, and shout out to you. You helped me get this started, man. You say, yo,
Word.
you got to get this, you got to get that. Look,
Word.
I did the work. You know what I'm saying? I did it.
Most
I did it
definitely.
all. You know what I'm
It
saying?
look good too, man. I see you
I,
got the setup rolling, brother.
I
That's
appreciate it. I
what's up.
appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
StreamYard is taking people's platforms to the next level, man.
For sure,
Most
yeah.
definitely. You know, like
You
I was telling you, you can do a lot. Well, we haven't spoken about StreamYard, but you know, even on your screen, you can see all that at the bottom there. You could present material. You could show images, anything. You could put music on here, all of that, most definitely. So just tap
yeah,
in.
that's the word, man. It looks like it look, and then a bug on our other platform. Now you know that's different. So you on the other
Word.
platform ones too. So when we go, listen, even if you want to do that, man, I could do that over there too. So anytime you
Mm-hmm.
want to go in there and we do our because we do two gaming too, y'all. We gamers. So I'm a gamer
Facts.
too. So but that's on a whole other platform. This right here is for uplifting and encouraging. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
But you know what I'm saying? Bugs, you anytime we get on there, we can light it up too over there too. But like I said, is there anything you want people to follow you on something? You know what I'm
Yeah, most
saying?
definitely. L Boogie CLT, man. L Boogie CLT on what's that? Twitch, YouTube, Endeavor TV, NDVR TV. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because I
L
seen
Boogie CLT.
last time you was on, you was talking about some. I saw a little skit of it. You was talking about something. You was conversating with somebody, or just I guess you was on it just live. You just had a
More than likely,
conversation.
yeah. I had my brother on, and then I was talking about Kwame Brown. I follow Kwame Brown a lot on. I know he started on Facebook, but he's on YouTube now. Um, Large platform, and you know they speak about the behavior of the community, you know, and politics, all type of different things he speaks on. And I haven't really got my feet wet in that community, but yeah, that's why I plan on hitting next. You know, it's a lot of content rolling up out of YouTube, man. And I really haven't got my feet wet because I want to get a studio or something, but I'm
Hey,
working
hey,
out the crib
listen.
right now.
That's why. Look, hey, look. I'm doing the same thing, but that's how you start. Well,
Word.
Bulls. That's how you start.
Yeah.
Guess what? Listen. If anybody that's on a podcast and they talk, they had to start somewhere. Unless they
Yeah.
had money to get a studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got so right now. I got the equipment right now to have at least 3 guests live,
Yeah.
like sitting in the same room. But look, me, I gotta wait till I gotta get a better camera right now. Once I get a better camera, then trust me, I'm gonna have me a studio where I have live guests. They sitting there right in front of me, and we talking, we getting it, getting busy. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
That's what we gonna be doing,
Mm-hmm.
getting busy. Whether they traveling, it don't make a difference. Cause see, this I'm trying to, like I said, this encouragement, bro. We need it. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
Our community, like you said, our community need it, bro. Whether it be black, it's see white. It don't make a difference. Spanish, it doesn't make a difference. Community, we need it. That's all our community. You know what I'm saying? We
Facts.
ain't just living like I don't just live in all black community. I live in a mixture, a melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Of different people, different races, everything. You know what I'm saying? So when they see me, they be like, "Oh, they go Dennis, go Chef Dennis." There it is,
Facts. Yeah,
and we
most
talking
definitely.
about anything and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Even
have to be able to market and promote yourself to diverse crowds in order to get that message across. Majority of the time, is can't just placate to one crowd.
yeah,
Unless that's just your target
right.
audience. If that's what you appreciate, that's what you're looking forward to. You know.
I got, and then I'm gonna let you get out so you can do your little daily thing. But look, I got this one topic. I just want to drop a little jewel on everybody,
Let's
and
get it.
and the one thing is, boy, this gonna be a hot topic. And lately, I've been on here for like an hour, and then it's
Hmm.
been an hour. So
Yeah,
hour
most
is a
definitely.
long time to be on a podcast. Sometimes people, their attention span gets drifted off. They say, it's too long. But it's not about it. Look, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you'll get to it. And when you get to it, it's gonna be encouraging to you. It's gonna be uplifting. And the
Hmm.
one thing that everybody's trying to like run away from this topic right here. Y'all ready? You ready? L Bugs?
Talk to me.
Forgiveness.
Ooh.
That that's a big topic, and some people don't want to talk about that. I just want to let you know that's going. I think I'm gonna do that on a Friday when everybody getting ready to go out and chill. I'm gonna catch everybody on a nice. They got to drive to their location. I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna drop a jewel on them because forgiveness is big. That's big, bro. That could change most people' world about
Hmm.
forgiveness, and it opens up a whole different dynamics when you have a forgiving heart.
Oh
I
yeah.
trust me, bro. I can't even
I
get,
pride myself on that, most definitely. Yeah.
bro. And no, when you have that, bro, I promise you. Look, it's hard to be honest with you. Then I'm gonna let you go. To be honest with me, it's hard to get me mad. You gotta really like. I
Hmm.
tell somebody you really gotta stick something in me and turn it for me to get upset. No, I'm serious because I'm
I hear
serious.
you. I hear
I
you.
you gotta do something. You really gotta do something like that because you know what? And that's why I can speak about forgiveness because I have a forgiving heart. Things been done, said, mistreated, and yo, I said, you know what? My grandmother used to say to me, "Why get mad at something you can't change?"
Swear to God.
I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna leave it there. Why get mad at something you can't change? If somebody did you wrong, you can't change it. If somebody stole something from you, you can't go get it back. They stole it. You can't get it back. Why get mad? Get mad for what? Only thing you
Facts.
gonna do is your blood pressure gonna go up. You gonna be mad, and guess what? Your anger, you gonna get somebody else, man. Man, let it go. But L Books, it was great to have you out here, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. It was great talking with you, bro. I'll see you
Appreciate you,
again,
man.
and
Right.
yo, enjoy the rest of your night, big bro.
Yes, sir. You too, brother.
All right,
Salute, man.
bro. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. This is my session for Chef Dennis. Appreciate everybody coming out. I love everything. And as my boy would say, do what you love what you do. Holla. I'm out.